How's it going, everybody? This is Josh with Be Known Advertising. I'm here today doing an interview with Ivy Stanton. Now, I'm going to turn the ball over to her really quick. I want her to introduce herself, let her tell you a little bit about her business, who she is, and what area she serves. So, Ivy, why don't you take it away? Tell us about where you're from, what areas you serve, and what your business is.
Hi, Josh. I'm so happy to be here. My name is Ivy Stanton. As you said, I'm an Icon agent here in Austin, Texas. I also have a team in Portland, Oregon. The Ivy Stanton Homes team covers both cities, and I specialize with buyers. I do a lot of listings, but I love working with buyers, both in Portland and here in Austin. Right now, we are having just a spectacular incentive from builders because of COVID. And so it's just great to get buyers into the market and see them able to get these fabulous incentives. Yesterday, I was able to get a full stainless steel kitchen for one of my new buyers. So it makes me happy to see them just relish this process.
That is great. I love a good stainless steel kitchen as well because I'm a chef on the side. So the first thing I got to ask you for everybody that's going to be watching this is they're going to want to know, how did you hear about us?
Oh, I heard about you through EXP. Someone just posted in chat that they had heard about this new company that was having great results. And if you were interested, click on this. And I did, and got connected with William and your company, and just, I can't say enough about you.
Thank you so much, Ivy. We always appreciate you. I want to ask, from the beginning, when you talked to William, was the first person you really talked to, and you were going to, obviously when you're talking, you want to hear about the platform, you want to know what it is we do, things like that. When you first decided to pull the trigger and take that first step of the path on your journey with us, what were your expectations then versus kind of what we have done for you? And the second part of that question is, have we exceeded those expectations, met those expectations, or do we need to really step our game up? We haven't met them.
My expectations were to gain leads. I've been working with, and I'll just say it, Make It Rain with KV Core, and was not pleased with the quality of the leads. I went to BKA and immediately began to get leads. I was thrilled with that, but also William came alongside and he said, let me help you with your videos. Let me help you with your online presence. And that's where we really took off. And so we've been shooting videos maniacally and getting good results. Our Facebook page has our business page has about 5,000 followers, and we're thrilled with that. And so we utilize that, and William does as well. Whether or not you have exceeded my expectations, I would not be able to keep gulping every month and writing the checks I write to BKA unless you were exceeding my expectations, because it's a hefty expense. But you know what? It is worth every dollar. We cannot be happier. The leads are quality leads, and the moment, at night at 10 o'clock, I'll be working. I think, ooh, I better not call William. And I think, but I need to call him because I got to ask him about this because tomorrow is slammed. And he always picks up. Now, I'm not saying do that, but it's kind of a type A personality. That's what happens.
I'll tell you right now, if you guys are watching this and you want to call William at 10 o'clock at night, go ahead.
Feel free. Yeah, there you go, Josh.
Just give him a call. Say hi.
Absolutely. No, you guys have exceeded our expectations, and your knowledge, your expertise, teaching me how to create multiple campaigns. It's just been great.
Oh, that's excellent. Thank you so much again for the kind words. Now, I'm going to do something a little different than most companies do during this. Anytime anybody's watched any advertisement, any commercial, anything for a company, what does that company do? They always tell you the good stuff about them, right? And so I was thinking about this when I started doing these interviews, as I was like, we were helping, just like you said, with a lot of the video content. And I spend a lot of time on the phone with agents coaching. And a lot of the questions during this time, because of everything going on, was, how do we do a video walkthrough? How do we do that? And I said, I want you to go through that house with your camera out, record. I want you to point out the good things. but I also want you to go point out the bad things.
Definitely.
I don't want anybody that might reach out to you to feel like you only showed them the great stainless steel kitchen and the beautiful big master bedroom.
Right.
You didn't show them, you know, the rundown dirt backyard that doesn't have anything going on in there in a broken shack. I want you to show them everything. So with that said, I want to ask you, Ivy, I want to show off anything that you might say was a struggle, a hiccup, a snag, anything that we didn't do well.
Well, no, I can't think of anything, and I really wish I could, because I believe in what you're saying. We have to gain credibility through honesty, and I always tell my clients, there are some homes I'll tell you, you're going to have to walk over me. I'm going to lay in the door, and you'll walk over me before I'll let you buy it. And that builds trust. Really, I can't say anything about you guys. I will say one thing about myself, that videos were hard for me in the beginning, and I mean, I was involved in a career where I spoke 5 times a week publicly to hundreds of people, and that was not scary to me. But doing a video, oh dear, stress. But you guys coached me through it, and now it's just kind of second nature. So thank you for that.
Excellent. Thank you. I've heard that quite a bit, and it's nice to even hear it from you, because I do know, you know, looking over everything and dealing with your account as well, that you did a lot of speaking with people, and to know that in the beginning you were, you know, a little uncomfortable with the video, and then I see the videos now before they're ever put up, and to see the progress. You know, I've had a lot of clients that, you know, it's nice to see, and then also tell me that, you know, they feel so much more comfortable with video that it's gained their confidence as well, and in other areas of real estate as well. So that's great. You know, hey guys, I wish she had something bad to say about us. I'm sorry. So the next question, I mean, doesn't really apply. You know, you kind of answered any of the little bit that, you know, would have been a snag or, you know, a hiccup, which is, you know, you weren't that comfortable with video, and we helped you overcome it. So I was lined up waiting for what we might have done bad, and how did we help you overcome it? You answered it. That's great. So the next question I have for you is, I know that you've been doing this in 2 different markets, and I know you've worked with a lot of different platforms before and a lot of different people. How would you compare our platform to the other platforms you use? And we don't have to name names. I don't like to put any bad names out there and say that anybody else is worse than us or anything. But, you know, as far as anything that we do, and how would you compare us to those other platforms?
The quality of leads that I get from you is much higher, and the number of leads is much higher. There are some days I'll get 5 or 6 leads in a day, just cranking in throughout the day. And I immediately do what I've been taught by BKA, is pick up the phone.
Yes.
So wherever I am, that lead, I grab the phone, I call them, and oftentimes get a voicemail, sometimes get a bad number, but whichever, then I just move right on. And that is very, very important. The other platform that I was using, again, the leads just, you never heard from them. There was no phone number, and you didn't hear from them. And so it was yours, you know, you put them on the CRM, you do the videos, you do everything you know to reach out and see if there is even a pulse. And oftentimes you never have an answer to that.
Yeah, it happens. I was just laughing because you're saying what we taught you to, what we told you to do, just pick up the phone, and I literally have it written right up here under a different course I was doing today, and the first thing says, pick up your phone, call your leads. So
absolutely.
So my next question, and we're going to get to the $1 million question that you're going to want to know at the end of this. I have one more question before that. For a lot of agents, KV Core is very intimidating. It's not the most user-friendly I've heard. It's not the easiest platform to set up. And that's one of our specialties. I mean, we love using KV Core. I would say, I guess my question would be, from when you first started, you know, with EXP or Icon and KV Core, started using the KV Core platform, to what we've done with it, you know, I always think that we take it leaps and bounds above and beyond. How would you describe what we did with your KV Core to just make it, you know, simple for you?
Well, first of all, William taught me how to create campaigns from a video. So like when COVID first broke out, I did a video about COVID and how I would do video walkthroughs of homes if people were uncomfortable going. And then he showed me how to set up that campaign where I could send it out that night to all my clients. We obviously do live Facebook videos for our Facebook page, but you want to be able to send those out. And so I was struggling. I didn't know how to set up the campaign in that way. I knew how to do email template campaigns, but not video. And he was so gracious. He'd just say, okay, let's go over it again. And once I got it and I got my steps written out, I was fine. But I think that KV Core is a Ferrari. I always tell new agents, you've got a Ferrari. You will never use the speed of this platform. You'll never use all its features, but you have to learn it.
Yeah.
And so it's overwhelming, and you just have to take it. What I had and was using was nothing compared to what we're using now because of your help and your training and teaching. And again, it's just don't get intimidated. Get in there and work and set it up and keep using it.
Yeah, I always try and explain it when we first jump in is that, you know, it can be a little intimidating, but once you have all the moving pieces put together and we're doing that for you, and then we're showing you how to use it as well, you
Yes.
now have gone from, you know, just like you said, you've gone from an 82 Civic hatchback to a Ferrari, and we're driving it for you. We can put the pedal to the metal now. Let's go.
Absolutely. You are definitely doing that. The text campaigns that you've set up have been so good, because if I were requiring of myself to send all those texts and keep them straight, there's no way. But I look at the client on my phone all the time on the KV Core app, and I'll see, okay, that second day of text went out, and oh, that sounds so good. And they're so authentic and just gentle, but clear and fast. And it's just, as a type A personality, I definitely value time. So getting a two sentence text that's warm and endearing is huge.
Right? That's the way we do it, and we set up everything, you know, unique to you and unique to the client. So, you know, somebody else that's seeing this and goes, hey, I want to do this. You know, you're not going to have the same campaigns that Ivy has because they're specified to her business and to herself. So that's great that, you know, everything's working great for you. So like I said, right before that question, everybody that's watching this is going to want to know, the $1 million question is, you know, what type of results are you seeing?
We've only been working with you folks for just a very few months. And so I want to put that disclaimer out. I'm seeing results of good leads that are responding to me. And I think it's very, very excellent results. We're not, I don't have a number to put with it, but I'm pleased with the results, very pleased, and especially in the pandemic.
That's the best answer. we don't need to give them your numbers.
We're seeing some people, you know, pull back because of the pandemic, but none of them are pulling back from me.
Yeah.
And that's all I care about, because we're going to come out of this on the other side. As long as they're connected with me, we'll be fine.
And I mean, we don't expect anybody to, you know, that's watching this to think, the only reason I say we don't need to discuss what your numbers are is, you know, we don't have them sitting right in front of us. We're not going to fire a bunch of numbers out at you guys.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, if she's happy with the results, then that's the number that matters. And this isn't a get rich quick scheme. It's not something that we promised you, you're going to sell a home next week. What it really is we explain it as the snowball effect, is we're really trying to stack up your pipeline to where, you know, leads you're talking to from month one, you're now seeing some closings or some buyer's agreements or some this, and you're stacking it up and stacking it up and stacking it up to where you can get to the point where, you know, I'm going to now start seeing this many closings in this month. And all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, that number changes because now you've got more leads in that are responding as well. So I think that's the easiest way to put it without giving out a bunch of numbers. We don't want anybody to, you know, look at, if you said, oh, I've got 2,000 leads that are responding, and then they start with us and they don't get 2,000. You know, let's say they got 3,000 and they go, oh man, I was only expecting 2. You know, that's why I say the numbers aren't as important as most people would think. It's really whether you are happy with the results that you're seeing. So
that's right. Quick story. One of my clients, her husband died, young woman with 2 children, right at the middle of the pandemic. So it was a crazy, crazy time for her. And I had gone over to her house to visit her, and I was making a video about her house because we're going to have to list it. And in the video, very quickly, I just mentioned when tragedy strikes, We are here, we'll assemble a team. Well, one of the women who was on my platform reached out to me with a long email and said that video meant so much to me because I'm in the midst of a tragedy. And she told her story, and it was heart-wrenching.
Oh,
And she said that you cared enough to go over to your friend's house and to help her. It touched me so much. And I thought, this is why we're doing what we're doing. The
yeah.
video takes it. Nobody's going to read an email with 2 pages explaining this tragedy, but standing there in the midst of her home and talking about it reached out to this other woman. So I can't say enough about what you guys are doing. It's real, it's authentic, because we're real and authentic, hopefully.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And that is, it's heartbreaking to hear some of the stories that we hear. But, just like you said, putting that video content out there, especially in the times right now, that's really, a bigger focus. As much as we'd like that focus to be more generated towards positive, unfortunately, there are some tragedies out there. But to bring light onto those and to be able to help those people that are experiencing something similar, I mean, that really makes you feel like you're doing your job, not only on your side, but our side as well, because we're getting that story out there for you.
Definitely.
So, that's great. And again, I always appreciate the kind words that you always have to say for us. And I know we wouldn't get those from you unless we were doing, what we're supposed to be
Definitely.
doing.
Oh my goodness, no. We all work too hard for our dollars to be investing them in anything that doesn't have a good return.
Well, guys, I don't want to take up too much more of Ivy's time. She's very busy, and it took us a little bit to even get this scheduled to do this, and that's our fault. We're keeping her too busy. So I want to go ahead and give Ivy one last little stamp on there. If you guys are watching this and you're interested in the success that she's seeing, and you want to hear more about her, feel free to reach out to her. It's Ivy Stanton. It's Leander Homes and Lifestyle is what you're going to look for. And also, if you have any referrals in Austin, the Portland market, I see this time and time again where I see agents posting it just on Facebook asking who's an agent in this area. So now you got somebody to reach out to in Austin, Texas, Portland, Oregon. Ivy Stanton, Leander Homes and Lifestyle. Okay, so reach out to her, ask her any questions. Otherwise, we look forward to doing business with you guys, or at least talking to you and seeing if we can, definitely reach the type of success we've helped, bring Ivy to. And I appreciate your time, Ivy. Thank you so much once again. Okay.
Thank you.